Hello, this is Dr. Homer Charles with the H2O Experience. We are a nonprofit organization in the public health arena in East Baton Rouge Parish in Louisiana. We are an entity that impacts public health outcomes, social determinants of health in 5 basic areas: housing, education, reentry, employment, socialization. In our efforts to do so, we are interested in those things that the CDC and other health organizations have determined are social determinants of health outcomes. The reason why we're looking at housing is because place happens to be a social determinant of health. How a person is living, the actual house that they're living in, the condition of their house, tends to have a negative impact on an individual's health. At the same time, education is a social determinant of health. You can understand that if a person is not exposed to certain kinds of information, those individuals will live in a certain kind of way. So H2O wants to make sure that not just the access to information, but the direct interaction with information is available so that people can change how they're living. You know, it says that when you know better, you do better. And so we're dedicated here at H2O to helping people to know better. When it comes to reentry, you know, many of us may think of the penal system as being something that impacts the person that is being incarcerated, may impact the victim of whatever that person is incarcerated behind. But in actuality, that impact has roots further out into the community. You're impacting children, wives, husbands, extended family members. And when you get to impacting those extended family members, you're winding up impacting communities in the penal system. And though we're not able to change why folks are going to jail, we just want to be that entity that when they come out of jail, we can help them to get housing, get employment, and get back on their feet. You know, if a person spends 45 days in jail, and that may not seem like much, that may even seem like a soft sentence if a judge hands that down to them, although most of the time a person that's spending those kinds of days in jail, they just can't afford even to bond out. But if you imagine that a person spends 45 days in jail, the chances are that they've lost their housing. There's a strong chance that they've lost their employment. They may have lost their car. And the situation could be when they do wind up going to court, everything is thrown out. Here, that person has suffered, lost everything, and now has to come back and try to regroup. And a lot of times it's they're already, before having gone to jail, they were in bad situations, and this simply makes it worse. So H2O is an entity that's in place to help those individuals get back on their feet. When it comes to employment, H2O is instrumental in helping people gain employment. We have a member on our team that is just dedicated to seeing to it that everyone who wants a job can get a job. And the way that we do it is we talk to employers and we confer with employers and we find out, what are employers looking for in an individual. And then H2O helps to cultivate the individuals that are looking for a job, and we help cultivate them into the kinds of people that employers are eagerly looking for. It's one thing to look for a job, it's one thing to want to find a job, but there is a whole process, there's a whole mindset that is involved in being gainfully employed. And everyone doesn't seem to have that understanding. But what H2O tries to do is help folks to get that kind of understanding. We will train people in how to be a good employee so that they may be able to earn a living, to be able to be an active member in society. And at the same time, that has an impact on health outcome, because when a person is gainfully employed, their whole psyche changes. The way that they look at life changes. They suddenly become interested in things like politics, because now they're trying to figure out, hey, how do I get involved in these things that are impacting my life? That's what gainful employment will do. And it will put more people in positions to be able to help more people. As for socialization, we have found that we are social beings. And people need to interact with one another, and they need to interact with one another in comfortable, judgment-free, free of harm situations. Many of you already know that nowadays, man, groups of folks get together, and all of a sudden there are shots ringing out, there are police involved, and then it makes you not even want to go out. It makes you not want to be involved or get socializing in the community. Well, what H2O provides in the community, we provide opportunities for people to come together in friendly manners, come together in ways that are healthy, that build the community. That's who we are at H2O. I would like for you to visit our website. It's www.h, the number 2, the letter O, exp.org. www.h2oexp.org. Look at our site. There's an opportunity on there for you to give. I really want to encourage you to give. I really want to encourage you to take a stake in this process of making our community better, stronger, and impacting lives and impacting the health outcomes of people, so that we can have a better society for our children to grow up and our children's children to grow up. I thank you for the opportunity to visit with you. May God bless you.